right around Halloween, we were talking about Edgar Allan Poe, and I told you I had a student who read a poem to us, The Raven.
And that's the
That
one
was
that
Rosie.
we showed on YouTube.
And she remembers reading it, and we were just all spellbound. Maybe you could read it to us,
Carnival.
And it's pretty exciting to have her back and see her all grown up. How old were you?
I was 6 when I first met Mrs. Porter. I was, I guess, 8
Yeah,
when I
8
started
when I-
with you.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And before I was at the Porter School, my mom tried to put me in the public kindergarten. I ended up locked in a closet because I behaved so badly. And then she tried to homeschool me for a year, and that just ended horribly because I was constantly fighting with her. I just always fought with my parents. I never behaved with my teachers. And then I started going to the Porter School, and Miss Porter was just absolutely wonderful. You guys are so lucky. The Porter School, for me, it was the first time where people were listening to me, where people were engaging with me and reaching out to me as a person, not just some little kid who wasn't fitting in their mold. And having that opportunity just opened up the world for me, because until then I was just throwing tantrums. I liked to read even then, but mainly I would just fight with my parents, and I don't even really remember, but I came here and all of a sudden there were people who cared, people who listened, people who wanted to help me, and that you guys have such a great opportunity being here. So take advantage of it. Go along with your teachers. Be cooperative. Like, they're people too. They really are. And they care about you. They're just as human as you or me.
Has life always been easy for you? You seem to be a little bit of a nonconformist. How has that affected your life?
Life is not easy. Being out in the real world is not easy. There are lots of bad things happen. Like, lots of bad things can happen, and the world is not always a fun place. The world, even though I'm sure you guys are young enough that people still probably tell you that the world is a really nice, happy, good place. And some parts of it are, but there's a lot of bad out there. And that's something you guys will find out for yourself. That's something I found out for myself. But there's a lot of good, and there are so many things you can do. You have so much control over your life. No one wanted me to go off to college when I was 13. No one pushed me to skip these grades. I convinced people to let me do it myself. Even now, you guys have some control over your life. And as you get older, you're going to have more and more and more control. And your life will be so much better, so much easier if you do certain things now. If you decide now that you're going to get into school. Because education, like I said, pays off. You guys hear that way too much, but it really does. And life is not easy, but you can do things that will make it easier. You can do things that will make it happier. And there are some wonderful, wonderful things out there to be experienced, and I'm sure you guys will get to experience it one day. But you'll get to experience even more of those things if you work hard and stay in school. Go to college.
So that school those two schools were pretty bad for me. And at St. Francis, the teachers would always be mean to you.
Is it better here?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Why is it better here?
Because the teachers are actually helping you out with, they'll give you work that they know you can do, even if some of the time they'll say you can't do it, even though you know you can, you just don't want to. And, even though you think it's mean, when they'll, make you have maybe, in-school suspension or something, that's only because you're choosing to have it, because you didn't do your work. And they actually give you a chance to admit that what you did wrong, and it helps me out with my ADD and stuff by giving me easier stuff to do, and actually letting us have a chance to tell them what the problem is.
This has practically been at every school I've ever been to except here, but I'm usually the one who's always been picked on, shoved around, and I'm just got sick of it one day, and I actually did hit a kid and choked him because I couldn't take it anymore, and I went to the principal, and I told the principal what he did, and I was the one who got in trouble.
And now?
It's better here.
It could be really, really good, in which case you probably don't need the help, or you have to be really, really bad, in which case they're going to get mad and send you to the principal's office. And there's so many people that half the time they probably don't even know what actually happened. Maybe you didn't even do it. But here you're a real person, and I promise you guys, even if you're mad at your teachers, they really, really appreciate being here because you have a really wonderful chance. And just remember what you told me. Remember what it was like there, how it's different here, how the different types of opportunities you have, how different the people are, because it's really two different worlds.
Thank you.